Hi Jasmine, can you let me know what might I see a yoga therapist for and what actually is a yoga therapist?
Good question, Charmaine. So I'll answer your last question first. What is a yoga therapist? So a yoga therapist is a yoga teacher that has gone through additional training and mentorship to basically help people, support people specifically with their health and their well-being. And that might be mental and physical health. It's also often sort of life transitions and sort of big things that sort of we sometimes need the tools of yoga, for example, to have that extra support to adjust to. To answer your question about what types of things someone might see a yoga therapist for, it could be a physical condition in the body, such as some chronic back pain. I work a lot with recovery from childbirth and healing there. But it can also be our mental health that might be impacted from our physical health usually. So I'm often working with clients managing some stress and some anxiety and some depression, for example. But also it might be someone that has changed careers recently, has recently become a carer of an older relative or their partner potentially. It might be someone moving from that transition of maiden to mother and the huge seismic shifts that happen there. So all of these different life experiences can be supported by the tools and practices of yoga.
Oh, they sound amazing. And if I'm already seeing a health professional or an allied health professional, would I need a yoga therapist maybe as well?
That's a really good question, because yoga therapy isn't really designed to replace what other support you might be having at the moment. It's designed to work alongside. So one of the beautiful things about yoga therapy is because we're working somatically, meaning with the body, we can often sort of get into a different area of healing than some of the other modalities available. So psychotherapists and yoga therapists, for example, work together a lot because talk therapy is so beneficial, but then to come in and actually land some stuff in the body, where the body does actually hold a lot of our emotional responses and our tension and our stresses, by working with the body we can actually process and heal from that in just a slightly different modality. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. That sounds amazing. So I guess that explains a little bit about why yoga is so helpful for our mental and physical health. Are there any other key ways that yoga can really help someone with their physical and mental health?
I think because yoga is working with the autonomic nervous system, we're often working with our stress response. So as you might have heard, like with World Health Organization saying that almost such a significant amount of our sort of illnesses that are coming through in developed countries are actually coming from our stress responses. By working with yoga and starting to change the habits that are formed in our body and how we deal and manage with stress, we can actually affect all these other areas. So we can affect the autoimmune system, we can affect the digestive system, we can affect the cardiovascular system. It's all very interrelated within our bodies. Because of the physical side of yoga as well, working with sort of asana poses, movement, we're just allowing ourselves to free up things like fascia and connective tissue as well, which can have a big impact in recovering and rehabilitation from injuries. And I think there's a lot of evidence showing that moving the body in certain ways can also improve our mental health as well. So there's some cool studies on Harvard that relate to that actually, and sort of how certain movements can improve our mindset. And also things like the lymph nodes, like under our arms and the connection there. When we move the body in these yoga poses, we're allowing certain things to pump through the system in just a nicer way to basically flow what we need to flow through our systems.
Wow, it sounds amazing, and it sounds like a really lovely way to work through some pretty tough things. Very supportive, but also physically moving your body, finding breath, it all is so related and so powerful.
Oh, the breath in particular. The breath is sort of like the pillar of your yoga practice, really, and that has a huge effect on the nervous system response and on our overall health and well-being. Yeah.
So how do I get in touch with you if I want to book a session?
Yeah, of course. So you can find me at riseyoga.com.au. I'm hosting yoga therapy sessions here currently at Haven Yoga and Bar in the lovely Budroom. I'm also hosting some yoga therapy at a Morning Light studio down in Boca Arena, if that's another area that is suitable for you. So yeah, feel free to reach out and make connection, and yeah, you can have a look at my online stuff as well. Just Rise Yoga Therapy is my hashtag and my @ on social media.
Jasmine, it's been an absolute pleasure, and we feel so privileged to have you here at Haven Yoga Studio. It's amazing that you've got all these talents and skills, and I can't wait for everyone to be able to benefit from seeing you.
Thank you, Charmaine. I'm so excited to get to know the community more.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too.